Okay, guys, thanks for joining. We're going to get started with our first of three launch calls. Basically, what we're doing today is we're going to go back through a process that we've kind of come up with to help everybody get their business launched and on pace at the rate that they want to go at, right?
I think it's really important. One of the things that we found successful in this industry is that when you decide that you want to take advantage of an opportunity, the opportunity has to fit into your life. So it's really important that you, the individual, sit and you set our expectation at the pace that you want to go. Do you want to walk at this? Do you want to jog at this? Or do you want to run? And then this opportunity fits into your life at your pace. That way, communication always stays smooth. There's no awkward moments. There's no ignoring text or, oh my gosh, my upline's calling me again. Communication is already set. The expectation is set. And then there's nothing more than growth and success from there on out.
So I'm going to start with the first document that we've created, which is the Stroh Dream Team Launch Plan. So as you see now on your screen, this document exists in our Dropbox and is also available through the sponsor checklist, which we're going to look at in a moment. But there's really basically just three parts to this overall launch process. The first one is to pick a plan. You guys may remember that from our webinars, where to get started in the business, you pick a pack. Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to simplify it into 3 steps, just like the business model. We're going to say pick a plan. What we've designed is a plan for walkers, which is what we're going to talk about in this call. Joggers, folks that want to go a little bit faster than the walk pace. And then runners, those that want to sprint with us to get to a diamond level, okay? So the walker plan is basically going to be designed to allow a person to become a team developer within the first 30 days, okay? So, and as you can see here in the document, we've got the definitions of what a TM is a team member, team builder, and team developer, TB and TD. But let's just jump into the document in order to kind of go through and help everybody understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. The first part is the table of contents, as you see, but then we built this little diagram to see how, and because Anna Marie is such a visual person, for obvious reasons, right? What we're showing is the estimated income potential for a team builder, a team developer, a platinum, and then ultimately a diamond. And then obviously there are more ranks and more income potential as you go above diamond. But this is just how to get your business started and for everybody to go at the pace that they want and the relative commissions that you can expect to earn in that pay cycle if you were to achieve each of these different levels of getting started.
And a little footnote here, as we go through these plans, we are speaking in terms of executive packs. So you'll see that also here on the chart. It shows you in the green how many executive packs equal each rank. So that kind of helps you there as well.
Yep. Obviously, if you're only doing, or if a few of these come in at partner packs, you're going to have to times those by 5 in order to get the equivalent value of a partner pack versus an executive pack. So if let's take a look at the goals of what the Walker plan is all about. Again, it's to become a team developer within your first 30 days and earn approximately $700 in commissions. Okay, so basically what you would first do is to get 2 people to join your organization, 1 left and 1 right. Ideally, you would do that in that first week or first pay cycle. Some of the documentation you may have seen says to try and do that in 48 hours. Guys, that's a very good goal, and we don't want to discourage anybody from doing it faster than the first pay cycle. But again, we're acknowledging that not everybody's going to have 2 people already queued up and ready to go. It may take you a little bit longer to get comfortable with the scripts and to have some success to get people interested and on the webinars. So a reasonable goal would be to complete that team builder exercise, getting 1 left and 1 right within that first pay cycle week. And then you want to expose the videos to a minimum of 1 person per day, right? I mean, that's really all we're suggesting, is that you at least talk to enough people to have them watch the videos and to jump on a webinar, 1 per day. All right. So by the end of that first week, you should have become a team builder selecting one of those 7 or more people you've talked to, and hopefully they've, one or two of those 7 people that you've talked to have come in and joined your business.
Right. And then to keep it extremely simple as you roll yourself into the next week, you're going to do the exact same thing with your 2 new people, and you're going to help your two team members become a team builder.
So as soon as you do that, right, when your 2 get their 2 and become team builders, you immediately jump to a team developer. So you've achieved your goal possibly by the end of that 2nd week.
Right.
We're giving you kind of an extra week here in week 3. But again, there's no pressure to do this at whatever pace makes sense to you. We're just putting out the process as to, what to do here. So how would you do this, right? What's the real specifics that you would want to accomplish? Well, the first thing is to go ahead and start making a list, right? At least 100, if not, open up your cell phone and start making a list. Write it down. Name, phone number, how you know them.
Right, yeah.
Email, text, whatever. And make sure you put the highest influencing people at the top of your list, right? Your chicken list needs to be maybe those top 50 of the 300 that you're going to build a list against.
Right. The people, the chicken list, as he refers to, are the people that maybe have had a lot more success than you by your definition. Maybe they hold some C-level positions out there, doctors, lawyers, stuff like that, who you may think already make enough money, but as you get into business, you realize that the people that are truly making substantial income are the ones that have multiple streams of income. You'll find that out. It's pretty exciting and to talk to people about that. But as Stroh was talking about making your list, we all have our list in here. We've got our Facebook, we have Twitter, we have our contacts. What you really want to do is you want to get a binder, some type of an organizer, whatever works for you, and physically write those names out. You may be sitting there saying, okay, Anna Marie, that's duplication, that's just double the effort. I promise you, when you write these names out, you have a way of, and a form of staying organized. I've sent them the video, I've talked to your follow-up dates. So
Yep.
Write them out.
So then the next thing, once you have your list built, and this doesn't happen like in linear, you don't wait to talk to anybody until you have 300 names on a list, because that may take you a couple days to accumulate. As soon as you get those first couple of names at the top of your list, start plugging those prospects into the ecosystem, right? The simple system that got you interested in this opportunity is exactly what you want to be doing with your prospects. Plug them into the 2-7-30. Expose that minimum of 1 person per day. And the reality is, don't overcomplicate it. Don't get too caught up in the minutia. Don't even worry about whether you're getting yeses or nos at first. You simply want to get through and collect decisions. That's all you want to get to, is a yes or a no. Really avoid the maybes, because everybody knows that a maybe is a nice way of saying no, and they think they're doing you a favor by letting you down easy. Quite frankly, you want the no out front as soon as you can get it, if it's going to happen, because you move on to the next person and you don't waste any time.
Right. And some of the ways that we're going to share with you as we go ahead and scroll down in the document is how to actually set up these conversations so that when you've already had them watch the 2-minute video and the 7-minute video and potentially a webinar, you will have truly already pre-qualified them to know if they are really serious about creating another stream of income.
Yep. So here's a couple of examples of some scripts to activate that ecosystem. What we suggest is you always, at least initially, start leading with the opportunity, right? Yeah. Finding the people that want to make alternative forms of income is the easiest and most flexible way to then move. If they say no, I'm perfectly happy making, whatever I'm making in my salary and a little bit of bonus each year, that's fine. They still could potentially become a customer. But if you lead with the product and for whatever reason, they're not quite getting it and they're resistant to the whole concept, it's tough to then move to the opportunity as a fallback. So it's much more logical, but either way, whatever way you're comfortable with, and try out both. We've got some different ideas and concepts here on how to lead with the product and try to gain their attention. We typically use that with somebody who's already in the network marketing space, who already gets, maybe they have 2 jobs or 3 jobs, or maybe they, do tutoring on the side. They understand the concept of multiple streams of income. Mm-hmm. And all you're doing is letting them know that there's an easier and better way to achieve that alternate form of income through a product that's revolutionary and, you know, really changing the industries that we're changing. So again, here's a couple of ways to lead into it. And then we simply have this very straightforward, you guys have seen a lot of this before, 5-step prospecting system, which is basically lead with one of those 2 opening lines of information to get people's attention. Send them the 2-minute video, and we provide you a link to a Facebook, a YouTube version of the video if you don't already have it accessible in your marketing system or somewhere else that you can point people to. But the important thing is to make sure when you send them that 2-minute video, you're prefacing it by making sure you've asked them permission to send them, right?
Yeah. The last thing you want to do is just start blasting stuff out on social media and sending people videos, because even your closest friends will sit there and go, well, why did I get this video sent to me? Or they think that you're being spammed because you're just massively sending it out. So you want to make sure that you're structuring your conversation right. I say setting up the conversation appropriately. If, you know, the if I would you. Right. If I was to send you a 2-minute video, would you watch it right now?
So it's a bit of a give and a take, right? If I give you something, would you, you're asking for it to be returned in the way of, would you watch it? Would you follow up with me and give me your honest feedback, right? Because you're engaging in a conversation, a 2-way dialogue about this opportunity or about this product, and you want that feedback loop. You want that follow-up conversation to occur, whether it's a yes or a no. What you don't want is to just leave it out there and have it just, you know, fizzle away because of a lack of participation.
Right. That's in the form of cold calling. And what you really want to do is you want to hit your warm market first, right? The people that you actually know and that you're associated to. So again, you're going to go ahead and send them that 2-minute video. They may want to see more. They may say, hey, you know what? This looks great. I need a little more information. Hey, great. If I send you a 7-minute video that has a lot more details about the opportunity and the industry and the company, would you watch that right now as well? Sure, absolutely. Send them the 7-minute video.
At any one of these phases, you're always allowed, no one's saying yes or no, you're always allowed to trial close them.
Oh, sure.
Hey, did you like what you saw? Yeah, it was awesome. What did you like best? Oh, I love the fact that it had a panic button. What's the answer anytime they tell you they like something?
Me too.
Me too, regardless of what it is, because quite frankly, we love every part of this business and every part of the product. So we're really not fibbing at all or lying to them. We like it all. We just want to relate to whatever it was that they saw. But hey, have you seen enough to be able to get started? Whatever the words that you're comfortable with to trial close to see if they're ready to move forward. Because the worst thing you could do is have somebody who saw the 2-minute video and is ready to sign up, but you're too busy trying to cram the 7-minute video down their throat.
Right. Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, our first couple weeks, we didn't get anybody onto a webinar because we literally, once they saw the 7-minute video, they were excited about it and they were wanting to join up. So we just went ahead and brought them on and got them launched. Yep.
So what about, same thing. Okay, I did the 2-minute video, but they still want some more information. I did the 7-minute video. Again, what if they're ready to sign up right after that 7-minute video? That's a pretty comprehensive video. Goes through the opportunity, the company, the product, everything, right? Make sure they're not ready to sign up after that 7-minute video, because you may be directing them to a webinar and just delaying the whole cycle of signing them up. And when the webinar wasn't even necessary. Maybe you use the webinar as reinforcement on how they're going to recruit instead of actually making it a forced event for your prospect. But again, if they still want more information, what I love to position is, hey, how about if I get you on a webinar that's going to answer all of your questions, right? You're already putting that seed in their brain that I'm going to get all the information I need from the webinar, because when you invite more questions, you're obviously going to get more. Mm-hmm. And guys, this is not rocket science, right? There's not a ton of information that we have to share with people in order for them to get the vision. But the folks that are going to really want to, throw stones at this or determine if it's right for them, they may have more questions. The webinar should do a tremendous amount to answer most of them. And then at the end of that webinar, you're really, again, at that level of saying, guys, you've seen everything I saw and I was ready to jump in, probably after the couple of videos. The webinar reinforced everything I was expecting. Hey, are you ready to come in? Because I've got this one spot at the top of my organization I'm reserving for you. And before I give it to somebody else, I want to make sure you have the first right of refusal, or whatever the words are that make sense
make it
to
your
you.
own. Make sure that you're definitely making it your own. And one thing that is really important to remember is you are having a conversation with people. I know we are all excited about the information, and there is quite a bit of information. Let those videos do the talking. We cannot explain the product better than those videos can. Nat and Shanita are, you know, all of our leaders. That's why those videos are so phenomenal. Let those do the talking. Let those describe the product. And then at the end of the day, if you've got to get them on a webinar, then that goes into a little bit more about the company. But again, you're having a conversation. Don't be afraid to sit there and say, okay, you got this information. Let's get going, right? Or if they say no, that's okay too. The last thing you want is somebody to come on to your business and maybe is hesitant or crossing their arms or doesn't really want to be it. They feel like they owe you a favor. It's okay. No's are fine. You move on to the next person that is truly serious about creating another stream.
One of the great techniques that Anna Marie does when somebody gives them a no is then she redirects them to saying, well, you know, the product clearly has benefits and the ability to track your own vital signs of your loved ones as well. Are you interested in just becoming a customer if the business isn't, you know, something that is your cup of tea? Make sure you ask them if it's enough to become a customer. And even if you get the no there, I wouldn't stop. She does one more thing. I love it.
Yep, one more thing. So I asked them, I said, okay, you know, great, thanks for watching this. I said, do you happen to have any close family or friends that would want to take advantage of a ground floor opportunity and create an additional stream of income or create a plan B for them as well? And get paid on all of the devices being sold.
So in some ways, you're kind of taking it away from them because they said no, and that's great. But you're then asking them to pass you on to somebody that they might know who would have an interest in it. And sometimes that's enough to trigger them to say, well, wait a minute. If I'm recommending it to somebody else, why am I not doing it?
And it's not that you're trying to play a game. You're dealing with people. This is the human factor that we all talk about, especially in relationship marketing. You may have shown your friend a 2-minute video and a 7-minute video and even a 30-minute webinar, and they still may just say, but the minute you say, do you know anybody close to you that may want to get paid on every single device sold underneath them? They're like, wait, is that what's really happening here?
Maybe I missed that part.
Maybe I might have missed that part. And it's true, that actually happens. You're just giving them the benefit of the doubt. And you're also asking them to consider you and your business. And maybe you can help one of their friends or family members as well. It's all genuine. It's just, again, we're dealing with the human factor. So remember to use your relationship skills.
Yeah, this is relationship marketing. This is relationship selling. And the last thing we want to share is, don't try to put on airs or come up with somebody else's words or parrot something that you've heard if it doesn't sound like you. Your friends, folks closest to you will know if it's you by what you say and how you say it. And if you're trying to fake them out, it's never going to work. You have to be genuine. You have to be humble. You have to be yourself and embrace this model and this opportunity. Share the enthusiasm that you have, but don't try to make up a different persona in order to impress them. If they know you're usually happy-go-lucky, you should be happy-go-lucky. If they know you're like me and incredibly sarcastic, they would expect you to be relating to them in a pretty sarcastic manner. A couple more things at the very bottom of this document. We put in a couple of latest and greatest examples of how to get started and some terminology or some ideas. This 5 questions, I love the fact that we have recently started hearing from the company that we have a specific goal in 2017, right, to be, I think they want to sell, what did they say, 2 million devices next year?
Yes.
And in the next 3 years, we want to be able to sell as many as 12 million. Well, look at some of the language that we're now using in one of these 5 questions. Over the next 3 years, we will be selling, this company will be selling 12 million devices and become a $3 billion company, right? We're just starting to take some of the same information that we're going through in webinars and other sources and starting to build that into our scripts. I'm part of the leadership group that's launching this product, and it anticipates to participate, or I will be participating in a lot of the commissions made against that $3 billion in revenue. I've got some spots at the top of my organization reserved for my closest friends, and you're one of them. if I gave you a chance and blah, 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 right? So that's what we're talking about, is make it your own. Incorporate anything that you've ever heard on a webinar, anything that you've ever heard online. I mean, we just saw a news article on Fox 32 out of Chicago where they're promoting the Hilo. I mean, talk about that and make that as a proof point.
Yeah, this is your opportunity in life to plagiarize. Take these scripts, make them your own. The content will always remain the same. As you guys get to hear a lot of our webinars and videos, Stroh and I are very much the same, and we are extremely different in some of our verbiage. But again, the content never changes.
Yep.
So take this, make it your own, spin it in your own personality, in your own vocabulary, use that content, and you're ready to rock.
Yep. So this is the Walker plan. The document is out there. The other two things that I want to make sure you do is plug into the sponsor checklist, right? I'm going to just jump to that real quick. Let me just stop sharing that one and reshare the sponsor checklist. You guys have probably already seen this document. It's a step-by-step set of links in order to, once you sponsor somebody or once you come in to the organization, you have all of this activity and all of this reference documentation. There's back office overviews and a guide that you can look at. You want to make sure you get into Chad and Natita's website. You want to make sure you join or request to join Ramasio's Facebook page. I mean, all the way down to the Fox 32 news story that I just mentioned is out here in this document.
This document really is once you get started, you pick your plan and you get into action. Just spend a few minutes on this, you know, each day. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if you're like Stroh, you dive in and you take it all in at one time. It is just a phenomenal reference page for you with hyperlinks, real links to get you to where you need to be. This will answer probably 9 out of 10 questions that you may have. It is phenomenal. We've spent a lot of time on it. We definitely take pride in it. I know most of it was Stroh's doing, but again, it'll answer all your questions. I mean, knowledge is power. So all of this is right here for you at your fingertips.
So first thing we talked about, pick a plan. Second thing, plug in and make sure you leverage the sponsor checklist. The third and final, be resilient and become a problem solver. Remember, guys, we are still ground floor and will be for a while. There's going to be all kinds of challenges that get thrown in your way. Naysayers, might be a couple of problems with the device.
Distractions.
All of those are distractions designed to take you off your game and move you away from the recruiting aspect and for having the success that you want to have. The bottom line is be resilient, be a problem solver, and continue to help your people do the same. Manage expectations of yourself and your team as best you can while we get through ground floor, because quite frankly, I want it no other way besides ground floor. I want all the hair and the difficulties, because that tells me we are still in hyper growth mode. We're on that first front end of an opportunity. And if it was perfect, quite frankly, we've heard many people say it's just too late. So while we're not perfect and we're making tons and tons of money and having tons of success and growing rapidly, let's enjoy the run and plug into these 3 items.
Yeah, as you know, as our friend said, if you're watching this right now, you've bought your ticket, now get on the train.
Yeah. Guys, that's it. That's all we had for the walkers. We're going to be back in
5 minutes.
5 minutes with the joggers. So stay tuned. Talk to you soon, guys.
Bye, guys.